Our sun is in Sagittarius, my friend. Yes, it is that time again. We are in Sagittarius season in Sidereal Astrology. So stay tuned as we talk all about what is going on in our sky this week, December 18th through the 24th, all about Sagittarius season and where our moon will be hanging out this week. Hello, 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 my friend. Welcome to our Sidereal Astrology forecast. My name is Danny C. Muniz, spiritual healer and intuitive astrologer, helping you heal your past, present, and future so that you can embrace your soul's essence and fulfill your soul mission. My friend, I'm so blessed and honored to be here with you today on this beautiful day. So, let's talk a little bit about what's going on because our sun has moved into Sagittarius. We moved out of the deep, dark waters of Scorpio, and we are now in that adventurous, joyful, optimistic energy of Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius is a fire sign. So, we have rejuvenated in our Scorpio season, and now it's time to step out into the big world. The sun does represent our consciousness, our ego, our life force energy. It is the beautiful energy of life. And so while the sun moves through the energy of Sagittarius, we seek adventure. We seek travel, freedom, higher education, the outdoors, wanting to get outside and feel the sun and be by the trees and enjoy the hikes and nature. And maybe you're in an area that it's snowing. And so maybe you're getting that beautiful element of snow right now. Or maybe you're like me and Texas, who's getting lots of beautiful sunshine. Wherever you are, my friend, get outside because this season is all about getting outside and being adventurous. So, Sagittarius is a very free spirited energy. It wants to break the boundaries. It wants to move through things. It wants to just kind of like see how far it can test its limits. And it doesn't really care too much about rules, right? Kind of wants to ignore the rules. This weekend, we were out going to go up in Austin, going to see some lights and at the Circuit of America. So if you're in Austin or a surrounding area, the Circuit of Americas, you can like drive through in your car and see really, really beautiful Christmas display, holiday lights display. And so it was really cool to kind of go and do that. And then they have this really beautiful parkway that you can go to afterward called the Peppermint Parkway. And you can go through and there's some rides and some games and some fun stuff over there. So it was a lot of fun. And so, as we were going, getting into parking, there's lots of people. It's like high traffic time. And we were trying to get in, and I definitely saw some breaking of the rules and people just not really caring and just kind of going and doing their own thing. My love at one point asked me, he's like, checking in because he is definitely not a rule follower. And he was like, should I go and do this? Because he wanted to do it, but he was checking in, which I thought was really fun. So during this season, there could be some restlessness. Okay. I want you to know that because you could be feeling like, I just want to shake things up. Like, this is kind of feeling a little like mundane and I'm kind of done with it. And there's this restlessness or feeling stuck, right? And you might have kind of been going through that in Scorpio, but now it's like you're wanting to just go out and expand and you're feeling like maybe you can't. And so if you're feeling stuck in your job, if you're feeling stuck in a certain situation, whether that's a familial relation situation, right? A relationship or with your family or friend group or community that you're like, oh, I'm not feeling like this is the right space for me. This is very common during this time, which is why as we're entering the winter season. We have our winter solstice this week. Shout out for those of you who celebrate Yule and Yule's traditions. You know, we're in this time of celebration as the return of the light is coming, but we are still in a dark period, and this period is about reflection. So for those of you who are setting your goals, my friends, pause that for just a second. This really isn't the time to set goals. This is the time to reflect. This is the time to really think about what the vision is. So let's talk about Sagittarius as our CEO, as our visionary. For my healers and practitioners and coaches and conscious leaders, this time right now is not the time to get really specific about your goals and really specific about the plan. That is in Sagittarius, that is in Capricorn season, not in Sagittarius season. So I want you to just ignore, let's ignore the rules here, my friend. Ignore the societal constructs of we have to start the new year hitting the ground running and have our goals prepared. You better do that vision board before the end of the year. Like, let's get rid of that, my friend, because if you are in these realms with me here, that is not the energy for us. That is not our energy. If you are somebody who's always felt like, it feels there's a lot of pressure to set my goals right now. There's so much going on. I just want to chill. I just want to have fun. I just want to just have some adventures right now. This is that time. Welcome. In Capricorn season, which we will see in about a month, that is where we start getting our plans together. That is where we start getting our goals and setting our intentions. That's where we start really crafting the plan for the year. We do that in Capricorn season, not in Sagittarius. So I want you right now, as the CEO of your business, as the CEO of your life, to take this time to slow down, to explore, to go on an adventure, and to reflect. The winter season is all about reflecting. Sagittarius season is all about vision. So take this time to reflect. Take this time to vision. And then come after the first of the year. Then we'll start talking about goals. All right, so let's talk about where some other energy that we're going to have this week. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And let's look at our astrology chart. All right, so you can see right here, we've got our sun at 2 degrees in Sagittarius, kicking us off this week on December 18th. We've got a couple different things that she's kind of hanging out with. She still has that sextile to Saturn. We've got that square over here to Neptune, which remember is causing a lot of that confusion, causing a lot of that, a little bit more of a weaker type energy. I don't mean weak in the sense of like a weak person. I'm talking about like lower energy. So although this week we are leading up to our full moon, which does take place next Tuesday on the 26th, we still, it's not it at its fullness, which is why I'm telling you to just slow down, to just take it easy, to just chill, to have some fun. This isn't the time to go, 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 go. And so if you are, it's going to get more draining for you, and you're going to like burn out. And I don't want you to do that. So take your time, slow it down, go easy on yourself, ease into this next week as we move into this full moon, which will be a full moon in Gemini, which is super social energy, which I love, and I can't wait for that beautiful energy to hit. But right now, take it easy, my friend. Take it easy. Okay, so let's look at a couple of other things. So our moon is getting a moon. Our Mercury here is in retrograde. We know that because the number here is in red. So Mercury did go retrograde last week. And so if you've been having some technological frustrations, limitations, or things that may be off. This is definitely why. So let's take a look and see. We have a couple of different things here that I want to talk about. We've got this sextile to Saturn, and we've got this trine to Jupiter. So this sextile to Saturn is really nice. And so this just kind of kicked in over the weekend, and we'll have this all the way through Christmas Day. So this is an excellent time for really clear thinking, good judgment, getting things kind of organized, catching up on paperwork, research. And with our Aquarius energy right now, this today is a really good day to do some research and kind of catch up on some of the things that we need to like wrap up. This is a really good time for studying and teaching. Really good time to just kind of like bring those things to an end. So we'll see that over the next week or so. And then we also have Mercury here with Jupiter, who we saw last week. And that really is kind of amplifying, right, some of the energy. It's actually coming to an end probably about Saturday. But this energy has been trining Jupiter has been more of lots of ideas, lots of wanting to communicate, wanting to share, wanting to teach, wanting to having a really optimistic viewpoint or idea about things. And so we can always overindulge here. So overindulge in thoughts, which could also be the flip side of that, where there's a lot of mental activity going on and happening. So just kind of that's going to come to an end, but it did shift a little bit when it did go retrograde last week, where it's a lot more internal. So a lot more thinking about the self. So one of the things I do want to point out here is, as we move through this week, we will see that we've got Mercury and our Sun is conjunct, and then we'll also have, Mercury hit Mars here on the 25th. So we're leading up to that. So I do want to talk really quick what that energy is, because this is going to increase that mental activity and actually give us more focus and acute thinking, like really honing that in. You may feel like you need to argue or defend a position, because we're talking about the Mars energy, which is a little bit, it's more of that warrior energy. It's a fighter energy. And so there's a little bit more of an aggressiveness and being kind of on defense here. And it's kind of, that's the nature of our thinking. And so, if you are celebrating with family, and I know sometimes that can be a little bit of a struggle, keep that in mind, that there may be this need or this desire to be on defense or to be a little bit more aggressive. It's not the time to back down from a fight, though. I am going to say that. It's not necessarily the time to back down from a fight, but it's not the time to initiate. It's not the time to initiate. So if you're getting, pushed or triggered, right, it's also always great awareness for you to notice why you were triggered and to notice how you're making what you are making something mean, right? We are making machines, and we often make a particular idea of something that somebody says. We've also got this energy with Neptune as well, and you can see it right in here. And it distorts our thinking a little bit here too. So we have our imagination, which is so amazing and so beautiful, but it can run wild with all the crazy stories. And so just somebody might say oh, you're here alone. And all of a sudden, right, we make this story about how, we whatever, it could be anything of oh, they don't think I can get a man, or they don't think I could find a partner, or what are they trying to say? I've gained weight, I could come up with all these crazy stories, or I can't keep a person, we could come up with all these crazy stories just from this little tiny comment. So I just want you to just be aware of that, be mindful that when somebody might say something and it might hit you, to take a pause. Gonna invite the pause this holiday. Just invite the pause, just take a breath, And, if you need to walk away for a second, walk away. Who says that you have to engage in every conversation that you're invited to? You do not, my friend. And let me tell you, I have that on my Instagram. It's pinned at the top of my Instagram. You do not have to accept every invitation into a conversation, my friend. You really, really don't. Okay. So also the other thing that I do want to comment here is with this Neptune and Mercury energy, because there's a lot of creative thinking, let's just say, be mindful of the impact that substances can have on you during this time, especially, drugs and alcohol that can, definitely alter that thinking and sometimes maybe put us into like a paranoia. It can just be amplified. So be mindful of, what you are consuming and how much you are consuming, especially because it can really amplify that this time. And I just want you to be as mindful as possible and take care of yourself so you can have a fabulous day. That's one of my other things that I'm going to actually, let me stop my share for a second, because that's one of the things that I want to invite you to do this holiday is before you even step into any of the family engagements or any of the parties or celebrations that you're going to, ask yourself, what is my intention here? What do I want during this time? How do I want to feel, right? If you're visiting with family, how do I want to feel around my family? Or what is it that I want to have? Who is it that I want to be while I'm there? And step into that, get clear about what that is for you so that you can allow your mind to see that instead of, oh, I have to deal with so-and-so, or, oh, I'm going to hear this, or, oh, I'm going to hear that. We're already setting ourselves up both mentally, physically, and energetically to see that, to feel that, to attract that. So I want you to just let all of that go and step into what it is you do want. How do you want to feel on Christmas? How do you want to feel, this week? Who is it that you want to connect with? How do you want to connect with them? If it's somebody that is challenging, what do you want to lead with instead? I have another post that I put on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, Danny C. Muniz over there, how do you want to, can we lead with love? Can we lead with love? And how can that shift for us? What happens in our world if we lead with love? So I want you to think about that as well over this next week, is how are you leading with love? And how are you going to lead with love in these conversations? Because when we lead with love, there is none of that frustration, none of that anger, none of that, boundary or guard, right? Not that you shouldn't have boundaries. I'm the first one to tell you to have boundaries, but we don't have that guard, right? We're not coming from a place of trauma and a place of wound, but we're coming from a place of acceptance and of love. Oh, let's go ahead and move back and talk about where our moon will be this week. So our moon is going to begin, as I said, in that energy of Aquarius. And let me get back over. There we go. Get back over to our beginning of our week here with our moon. As I said, we are starting here off in Aquarius. And then as we move into, I feel like I already talked about this, Pisces. Maybe I did. Maybe I'm just repeating myself now. Pisces, I think I did. Maybe I didn't. So we're going to do it here. I just did a video in our Facebook group, Enlightened Soul Circles Community. If you are not part of that group, I think that's where I just did it. And so that's why I'm getting it confused. I just did that live. So if you're not part of that community, if you're looking for a community of other healers, practitioners, and conscious leaders who are coming together in different opportunities to connect, to share, to hold space for each other, to get divine guidance. This is a group I would highly recommend coming and joining. It's led by myself and my good friend Sandra Montour. We have a beautiful community that's already there. I think we have like 25 people already, which is super awesome. And right now it is a free group to come and join. We have an opportunity to I just realized my screen. We have an opportunity to come together a couple times each month. Number one, for an Ask Your Spirit team kind of mastermind circle where we get divine guidance for, you know, things that are going on in our lives. I'm an Akashic Records reader. Sandra's also an Akashic Records reader. So we do have the records open and are receiving information for the community on a regular basis. I do Magic Monday, which is what I recorded right before this. I went live in that group and did a card pull from an oracle deck. Actually, this was our card that I pulled for us. I talked a little bit about this energy as well as just quickly what was going on in the sky this week. And then this week, later on this week, we have a monthly healing. And that monthly healing is around life purpose this month, but every month it is going to be different. And so it's absolutely free right now to join. So I'd highly recommend joining if you're into doing some healing work, having a space to connect with the divine, talk about topics like connecting to spirit, tarot, astrology, the Akashic Records. We'd love to have you in there and just come together to support each other. All right, let me go ahead and go back to our screen and tell you about where the moon's going to be, since I haven't told you that yet. Okay, so as I said, Aquarius is where we start this week off. And Aquarius, again, is that energy of thinking, and it's research, and it's quick, right? Quick thinking, so wrapping things up. And then we get into Tuesday through beginning of Thursday, so like 9 a.m. really early in the morning on Thursday, and then we move into Pisces. So Pisces is more of a creative energy. It's the sign that's definitely more connected to spirit, to the spiritual realm, to the ethereal. It's a water energy, so it's very intuitive, very free-flowing. There's a lot of feminine energy here, so, you know, slowing down, doing some self-care, replenishing. It's like a replenishing, refueling period. There's a really good time for you to be creative. So whether that's creative with your work, actually in creation mode where you're creating. I often like to, you know, create the banners for things for the new season, or I like to write more content that is more emotionally driven during that time, or, you know, I might even just have like a fun creative project that I like to work on during any water moon, but in particular with Pisces, or even just sitting down and meditating, sitting in a sacred space or sacred circle, just to kind of like, you know, move through this, which is really nice. And then we're actually on Thursday, that's when we do have our monthly healing this month. And so we'll be moving into Aries. And so Aries is more of an action-oriented energy. It is much more impulsive, wanting to kind of move forward. It's a bit more of a warrior type energy of wanting to go out and do things. It doesn't like to sit still. It wants to keep things moving. So this is actually a really good time as an entrepreneur to put your offer out, to remind people of your offer, to invite them to come work with you in some way, or to, you know, purchase something from you in some way. This would be a really good time to do that, and we'll be in that energy from Thursday all the way through late Saturday afternoon, where we will then move into Taurus. So beginning part of the weekend on Saturday is probably going to be a lot of really good energy for you, but then come Saturday night into Sunday, it's like you're just going to want to chill, you're just going to want to hang out. So just kind of like take it easy. If you are going to celebrate Christmas Eve, my family definitely does Christmas Eve, not so much Christmas Day. Christmas Day just kind of like a day to relax, but Christmas Eve is a very social energy where, you know, friends and family come over. And so Saturday, you know, definitely can feel that. It's a little bit more of a like, you know, Taurus likes its luxuries. It likes to be comfy. So it's like that nice glass of wine and the nice comfy blanket or the nice outfit. You might want to get dressed up more than normal, even if you are just chilling at home. And then Sunday will still be in that energy as we wrap up this week before we start the next week. And as I said, we do have winter solstice coming up. So if you do practice Yule, if you do celebrate Yule, or you do any winter solstice rituals, I'd love to hear them. Be sure to put them down below in the comments, or if you'd like some ideas on Yule, my Sidereal Astrology forecast guidebook for Sagittarius season is coming out probably on Tuesday the 19th, or at the latest Wednesday the 20th. I'm working on it now to get that out to you ASAP. So you can go to thepeaceteacher.com/guidebook, register. You'll get the most recent one, and then you'll automatically get the new one when you sign up. All right, my friend, I believe that is it. That is all I wanted to share with you for this Sidereal Astrology forecast for the week of December 18th through the 24th. Remember to take some time to reflect. Remember to take this time to slow down. No need to exert that energy as we lead up into this full moon energy. It just is a time to come in and to connect with your intentions for this month. What is it that you want to feel, to be, to step into as you move into these celebrations this final week, moving into winter solstice, Yule, and Christmas? My friend, remember, close your eyes with me and take a deep breath. And find peace.